You're wanting to fuse the vicious king of curses Sukuna and the absolute madman that is All for One. These two characters have basically run gauntlets through their respective universes. There are hardly any characters in their respective universes who could even reasonably fight them 1v1. Outside of literally top tier characters when they're at their peak power, are going to be able to fight them individually. But combining these two madmen together is going to make it to where they could straight up shred like 99% of their collective universes. And when you talk about Sukuna's techniques and the possibilities and amplifications and even alterations that can be applied via the ridiculous amount of powers and abilities All for One has at his disposal, it's going to be almost impossible to predict this guy. And on top of that, imagine the possibilities with All for One's quirks that he has, with the absolute ridiculousness that is the possibilities of Sukuna's spamming of binding vows. Binding vows in general, we don't even know the upper limit of what they could do. As long as you can follow the rule in place, you can pretty much seemingly do anything within reason, obviously. So not only do you have significant versatility with their both respective movesets, but with the applications of binding vows and just the different mixtures of quirks and curse techniques and all of that, trying to fight this thing is pretty much going to be a wild card. You're either going to be hit by just basic cleaves and dismantles, All for One's air cannons, punched in the face by this giant tumor arm that All for One makes, or quite literally hundreds, if not thousands, of straight up mixtures and possibilities of their respective movesets. Plus, you're throwing in not only the ridiculous healing factors and different healing quirks that All for One likely has at his disposal, but reverse curse technique. So, reverse curse technique, at least from my remembering, can heal even the likes of like scar tissue, which is what All for One's head looks like when he did it like fully heal. Or just in general, hell, reverse curse technique might probably even be able to mess with his body so that he physically looks like his normal self like he does in the second war arc in the manga. Oh, and do I even forget Sukuna's forearms? So just imagine this grotesque imagery. 4 of these types of arms that All for One makes. And then at the same time, throws 4 of these consecutive punches that have been supercharged by so many amplification quirks. And we've also got the World Slash, which is going to just cleave through anybody? Hell, if Gojo, with his Infinity, couldn't survive getting hit by this thing, what characters in either universe are going to survive being hit by it? Sure, certain characters might not immediately die via like hacks or something, but they're not getting away unscathed by this thing. Even if the base World Slash isn't enough, there's so many amplifiers that could be applied. There's so many versatile applications of just what both of these characters could give to it. This is the ultimate wildcard opponent, and they're just as much of a madman to just even use a fight to the death against a main cast to test their abilities. They're crazy enough to use a literal final battle as an experiment